Been over in Laos for 2.5 years, and I had the opportunity last month to go and visit her. And so I'm just going to show you some pictures and explain the pictures and just give you a little bit of a look into what she's been doing over there. So this is a picture of, she is in Vietnam and Laos. And this is just a picture of the city. But we were there when it was very hot. It was like 90, I think 95 degrees, 98 degrees, with a lot of humidity. So it was hot, but it was fun. The people over there are just so warm and welcoming. They love to invite you to their homes, and they like to eat. They like to eat. In the morning, certain mornings, the monks will get up, the Buddhist monks will get up in the morning, and they'll come down the streets and they'll stop in front of the spirit homes and they'll pray. And they will pray to the spirits to keep them happy and for the homes. What Jennifer's job is over there is that she works at an English institute. And she also is a homeschool teacher for the career missionaries. And she has 2 families. One family has 3 children, and the other family has, I think, 4 or 5. And she teaches, she actually homeschools at the English Institute. And Jennifer's house is right next door to the English Institute, so they come home for lunch. And these are kind of dark, but this is another picture of them at the school. Jennifer, actually, on Sunday afternoons, she would go to Lisette, is the oldest daughter of one of the missionary families, and she would go to their home, and most of these children are children of the community that live by Lisette's house, and they have become friends. And so Sunday afternoons, they would meet at Lisette's house, they would sing songs and look at stories from the Bible, and Jennifer would come and lead this out. But Jennifer noticed that in the afternoons after they were finished, Lisette would open up the Bible and the friends would stay and they would look at more stories and pray. And that's Liam. He's Lisette's brother, and he would give ukulele lessons to the kids in the community. So they really liked that. So Jennifer decided to step aside and let Lisette and Liam lead out in the Sunday program. So they do that now. And they, most of these children, they come from Buddhist homes, and so the parents are Buddhist. But here they got the Bible open, and they're praying to God. And so, I'm sorry, I get emotional because it's so fascinating that even God can use the children. And so Lisette leads out, and it's fascinating to me. And also, the other missionaries and Jennifer also teach at the English Institute, where there are older people. Most of the kids are in their 20s and 30s. There's some older. But because of Laos being still communist, the way they reach the people over there is through friendship evangelism. They get to become friends with the kids. This is Jennifer's house, actually. Angie is the one peering over. She is actually one of the missionaries as well. And they come over, they prepare meals together, they sing, and they actually also study. Angie and Jennifer have about 2 or 3 of the students that they're studying with at this time. And they come over and they study the Bible together. This is actually Sabbath afternoon. This is the church that they attend. You see that the students that are wearing the blue, there's another program they are learning to become missionaries. So when they graduate, they will come back and they will be missionaries in their own country. And they had a speaker that day that is actually is the head of that program. His name is
Simon.
Simon. And this, the gentleman over there is the pastor. And on Sabbath evenings, the students and the teachers will get together at the pastor's house and they'll study the Bible together. Now, I was fortunate enough to be here on one of those nights. That's James and Nina that are studying currently the Bible. What happens is they'll pick a subject in the Bible. The night that I was there, it was Daniel in the lion's den. One of the students will read the story, and then they'll say it in their own words. Mina had her English Bible and her Laos Bible. She did everything in English that night, and it touched my heart. Because here is a devout Buddhist learning about the stories in the Bible. And then they will go around the room and ask questions. And then Nina will tell in her own words what the story means to her and the trust that she has in the Lord. I have a couple stories about Nina. She has been learning to trust. And she has a job. She works with tourism. And she had a meeting one particular morning, and they have meetings quite often, and she gets nervous at these meetings. If she doesn't say the right thing or do the right thing, you know, some bad things could happen. So she called Angie, and she told Angie that she was very nervous, and that she was worried about this particular meeting. Angie told her to pray, and she reminded her to pray to God. So Angie did. Nina did. And a couple days later, Nina called Angie, and she told her that morning of the meeting, she woke up. She wasn't nervous. She wasn't scared. The words just came out, and she said, everything worked out perfectly. And she said to Angie, she goes, I know why. I know why that happened. It's because I prayed to God. And so she has many stories about her experiences with the Lord, and she's learning to trust more and more every day. While I was there, I quickly became mom to the kids, and Nina and I had a lot of talks. And one of her concerns is her family, that they too would know God. And here we are studying, and this is Nina telling the story. The boys, the students that I had talked about before that are in the missionary school, some of the boys are Hmong, and they live in the country part of Laos, and they live far away. So some of them live at the church. And Sunday morning when we were there, we went and we made breakfast for them. This is a typical Sabbath potluck also. The women of the church will make the food, and they set the rice and the different types of food on the table. You take a handful of rice, and then you dip it into the food that you want and you eat it. And that's a typical Sabbath afternoon, and it's a potluck. It was quite fun. And this is another friend, Kat. She is actually a seamstress, and she makes most of the girls' seams. It's the skirts. She made mine. And she is a very devout Buddhist. She likes hanging out with the girls because devout Buddhists, they don't drink, they don't smoke, and they want to live the best kind of life that they know how. So Kate loves hanging out with the kids or with the missionaries because they too, have a life like that. We had went that day to pick up my skirt, my seam, and she asked that we stay because she had a surprise for me, and she had made me a little bag. And it's just, it shows their hospitality. They're just so kind people, such kind people. And that's it. I just want to ask that you pray for the missionaries over there. A lot of work has been done, but so much is needed. So I just pray that you would continue to pray for them. One of the girls there, Angie, that I had pointed out, she is friends with a lot of the missionaries there. And it's hard for some of these missionaries to stay. Some of them want to stay, but the money, they have to raise the money. And sometimes it's hard for them to do. So I would ask that you